Welcome Wolfpack to episode number 3 of our Ostriv Let's Play series. In this episode, we will run out of our starting supply of food, so we will be prepping for the next winter right away. If this is your first time on the channel, please hit that red subscribe button and set your notifications to all. If you also enjoy survival and military content, check out my second channel. That link is in the description below as well. Let's jump right in and see what we got going. It is January 1722, and the autosave just occurred. So we will see what's going on. I definitely want to put in some farm buildings. I don't know if it's going to be in this episode, but chicken coops and possibly a pigsty. Maybe not this episode, might be episode number 4, but we shall see. Right now we're waiting on nails for the granary. The granary is essential when you start to stockpile food. The granary is where all that food goes, if you remember me talking about it last episode. So that's what that is. The warehouse is where all the other stuff goes, the non-food items. All right, we are waiting. We got people over here wandering around. The carpenter will be repairing those wagons. I think a couple of those are pretty beat up. We will be adding another wagon parking area a little bit closer to where everything else is. It'll probably be in this general area right over here. I'm thinking about dropping in another charcoal pit. I saw somebody, I don't remember who it was, but they have more than one per smitty. So I think I'm going to go ahead and drop another one in here, and that way we hope to keep a good supply of charcoal for the smithy to work. I think that's going to be the better move. Right now we got plenty of charcoal. We do have plenty of iron. We're always waiting on charcoal, so maybe one will burn down, then they'll fill this one. That should help out that situation. So I'm gonna take that from, I forget who I saw playing that did that. But so it's the middle of winter here. We're kind of waiting to see what's going on. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the speed up the time, and we already have people bringing over firewood from the forestry over here, and they're going to fill up this second charcoal pit, which will be good, and then that will burn down over the spring. We already have nails being delivered over here to the granary. And we're going to go ahead and slow down the time because the roof's being put on right now, and it's done. One of the other things that we may end up doing is the windmill. We may throw a windmill up as well that will process the wheat that we're going to be growing into flour. This is all of your selections for food. You know, we know we're going to put wheat in here. I think we also have a sunflower field spot for sunflowers as well. So we're going to go ahead and speed up the time again, and we will wait for the spring. Again, I don't want to build any more houses right now. We have 27 people here right now. We have no housing available, which is fine because we do not have enough food right now for the next winter. Possibly we may end up doing one more because we will need the laborers and such, but we are ahead of the game when it comes to fish. Usually I don't get that fishing dock out very quickly, so we may be okay building one more house, but I do not want to overstretch it. There, our ice is starting to melt, and we're starting to get into our springtime area here. Let's go ahead and slow down the time. The snow is melting and receding, and people will start. We do have a manager here. We have 2 active fields. This field is going to remain fallow for this season. All right, we're going to start to see everybody flocking over here. We have all these laborers that are coming over to the farm right now, and they're going to start planting each crop. So we'll speed up time, we'll let them do that. So right here we have our progress bar. The sowing of the wheat is almost complete. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. We have the sowing of the sunflowers is almost complete as well. So that's what they're doing in here. As soon as that's done, all the laborers split off and they're able to be available for other things then. So now it's in the growth phase. You see that bar is starting to grow. And that's that. If we had ox and plows, which we don't have yet because we don't have a cow shed to house them, we could plow, and then the nutrients become more plentiful, I believe, and I believe your harvest is a little bit better as well. Everybody's in rest mode right now. It's a springtime. I don't need anybody resting at all. And builders, that's what it is. Let's get some people off the building. We're not doing much building right now. There we go. Now we got a worker in the fishery. And we should have a worker. Yes, we have a worker in the carpenter as well. I think we're going to go ahead and lay down a trade center. Just a trading post. We'll bounce this thing right in here somewhere. Be close, but not too close, because we want to be able to maneuver people through. There we go. Alright, that'll give the laborers some stuff to do now. That'll be our big spring project, or building anyway. Carpenter's working, blacksmith is working, our boatyard guy is good, our boat builder. We'll speed up the time and we'll see how it works out this spring. Now our workers from the granary will come over to the fishery and they will get the fish out of here and they will take them back to the granary. And then what we are getting are markets. We're starting to sell fish in the markets now. So now our market worker will only have to go here to get the fish instead of all the way back to the fishery. Compiling the building materials here for the trading post, which should be under construction here in the very near future. I think we're going to put down the windmill now. Let's drop this in right over here. The other thing that we want to get is the hay dryer, and that's going to be this whole area over here. We're going to do a couple of these because the farms will need them. Put the hay in these hay dryers, and then you stack it in this haystack, and then that's where they store that. That right over here, and that leaves enough room for people to sneak by if need be. You have these guys, yes, mowing grass for hay, and then what they do is they come out here, they mow the area, they stack it up, and then it's hay, and then eventually the hay will be able to feed the animals that we have. Pretty much have a lot of our stuff that is compiled here, and we should be starting to build our trading post here in the near future, and that's, like I said, that's where we're going to find our first chickens, cows, and pigs. Not sure if we're going to see it this episode, and you'll see on the mowing season, once again, the laborers, they'll only do this during part of the year. They're not doing this all year round. They stack up all this hay, and then eventually, when it all dries out, it goes over here. All right, let's speed up the time. I'll bring it back when we get something going on. I think we are going to drop an cart parking in. We will take this cart parking and we're going to put it right on the back end of the granary here. That way, right next to the carpenter, so he can just run right there. And then I think what we'll do is we'll probably get rid of this one because it's really not important to have there. We'll transfer the carts over to this one when it's built, and we'll go from there. We are selling a good amount of fish over here in the market. And there we go. We start the trading post now is starting to be built. And there's our hay that is drying out right here. It'll be dry in a second. Then the laborers will come over and then we'll move it over here. Growth is about halfway done on both of our crops. Wheat maybe just a little bit further along. They seem to be about the same. Doing a little bit more mowing here for more hay. And the hay, we already have 500, so that's more than enough of what we would start with a cow shed or in a pigsty. All right, our trade post is starting to reach the end here, and we will watch him put the final touches on it. And we're done. Trading post is up. Our export stock, we can make some charcoal in here, but I only want to make about 500 for now. We can definitely get rid of some thatch. Do 1,000. And fish, we could do some fish. Maybe we'll do maybe 100 fish total. Put a worker in here and a manager in here, and that's 2 people that are pulled out of the workforce right away. I'm also going to put down our town hall. Yeah, we'll go over here. Nice. Looks like the growth stopped at about 75% because the field isn't plowed. This looks like about 60% because the field isn't plowed. So we'll have to monitor that. 53% nutrients left, and we just have to watch. We're going fallow next, so it won't be. That's not a big deal. And then that replenishes to 100 after it's fallow. And what we can do now with this trading post is we can send out a messenger to any of these cities for different items. That could be anything from food, it could be anything from animals, all sorts of different things. So Kind of a neat little aspect. I don't think, well, Banished had the boats that came in, and that's how you did the trading. It's kind of the same thing. Gonna drop a worker out of the carpentry. He really wasn't doing anything anyway. Let's go ahead and speed it up, and when we start doing our harvesting and such, we will slow it back down, and I'll bring you back. All right, it is August 1722. We've started to harvest our wheat over here. The ripeness is full. We're harvesting. We're almost 50% done with the harvest right now because we do have a good amount of laborers on it, I believe. Not too many. But they will run through here and they will harvest it all, and then the laborers will carry it back over to the farm. You'll see we already have 200 there. We have 300 hay, 300 water, and that's for the supply for oxen in case we get any. See how that works out. We'll go ahead and speed up the time and let people do their thing. Trade post has started to get our fish, our thatch, and things for all of our trading supplies. That's a good thing. We still have 220 in the granary right now. And because we have so few workers, there's our first messenger right there. Messenger from Marefa. So let's see where Marefa is. Just yeah, it's way over here. So that's going to be a long travel time for them. And let's click on them and see what they have. They have live chickens. They want sunflowers. We don't have any sunflowers right now. And they have honey. Well, we don't have a chicken coop for the live chicken. Honey we can take a little bit of. Let's take about 200 of those. And that was for $20. Took 200 units. Windmill's going up. It goes up rather quickly, and it's up now. Throw a worker in there, and they will start to gather the wheat and make the flour. Iron, we're going to need iron from a messenger at some point as well, because once we run out of that, you're out of nails, and then you're done building. Alright, we'll go ahead and speed it up here and let these guys do their thing. We'll probably get some wheat over here into the trading post. We lost our fisherman, and one of our boats is in bad shape too, so gonna have to figure out which one, what we need the most of here. Most of our laborers are probably over here in the farm. Yep. Yeah, right now our foresters are not working, so we're gonna go ahead and shut the forestry down. Yeah, there we go. We got our fishermen back. We're gonna drop down to one worker in the granary. We need a boat repair guy before winter because he can't repair boats in the winter time. So let's drop our blacksmith out. How many builders we have? We have 2 builders, but I'd like to get this town hall done before the winter. So let's keep going on that. The honey's here. That's good. Let's go ahead and put the honey over here. And then the granary worker should come over here and take the honey out of the trading post because people will not pick it up out of there. So let's slow time down a little bit. Over here we're going to start to sell flour as well, and we're going to start to sell honey as well. And again, the people that live in the houses cannot get to any of those materials unless you sell them in a market stall. So that's pretty important. They will not, I don't believe they'll come to the granary and pick it up. They have to be able to get it out of the market stall. So I guess I should put firewood in here too, because I don't have that. Fish is here, so we got fish, firewood, flour, and honey. Kind of a rando market, but that's okay. All right, let's fire it up. Still more fish coming in. Town hall's being built. It's September 1722. More charcoal being burned down. We got a second one there, so I think what I'm going to do is bump this up to 1,500. Our sunflower is almost harvested, and I think let's go ahead and slow it down. Our next thing is going to be the sunflower oil workshop, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to put this right over here in our industrial area. And we'll push them right out to the water's edge. And that's where we'll put the sunflower oil, and they're going to use the sunflower seeds to make the oil, which will then go to either the granary into the market or into the trading post for trading. So we're in October 1722. Our town hall is almost complete. And we're out of nails. Blacksmith is back to work. That's good. Alright, we do have another messenger here. We're going to go ahead and... Oh, they have live sunflower. Oh, they want sunflower. So we definitely can send them some sunflower stuff. Sell sunflower. Let's go ahead and put 100 in there. I think we got plenty. 681. And then we have another 310 there. So let's go ahead and put... we'll do 400 sunflower in there. And then we're going to go ahead and sell them 300. Deal. So exporting right there. It's the first time I really dabbled in the export of this game, so that'll be good to see how that works. Go ahead, November. I'd really like to get the town hall squared away before the snow flies. I don't know if that's going to happen. We're almost through November, and it looks like it's going to get done. And our town hall is complete just in time for year number 2. And this gives us a, this builder's taking a rest, the mayor is in there working, tells us all our population, gives us all of our economy. We can set our manager's wage, set our laborer's wage, and all of those things. Village house rent, you don't want to go too crazy on that, but you can also see your balances and all that stuff. There's a nice touch to the end of 1722. Our blacksmith needs to make some more nails before we can really work on this oil workshop, as far as I know. They will start bringing stuff over here, but I think we're going to need quite a few nails for that. And you'll notice the town hall, or the other small town hall, disappeared over here out of our area where the builders were. Let's check and see. Yeah, we don't have a chicken coop. That's going to be the next episode. I think we're going to try to work on our farm animals to get some meat and meat production and egg production, and maybe some milk and cattle and oxen to make our farming go a little bit more smooth. I think we're in pretty good shape to survive a second winter. We have our trading post in operation, our windmill is making flour, and our fishermen have been working all summer to feed the masses. In episode number 4, we will work on expanding our farms to include animals for food, and we will need to add a few more houses in the near future to cover the jobs created. Again, if this is your first time on the channel, please hit that red subscribe button and set your notifications to all so you don't miss any Ostriv or any other strategy and simulation content. You should be seeing the Ostriv livestream series on your screen right now. If you also enjoy survival and military content, check out my second gaming channel on the left. I will also leave all of those links in the description below. Click one of those links and I will see you over there.